Hey, what's going on, everybody? Whoa, my audio is crazy, crazy loud. Let's do something here real quick and get me over onto the screen. This is going to be a little jarring at first, but oh, great, my camera's off. Perfect. All right, so let's go back to this. What happened there? Hey, first show jitters. You know, got to keep it in suspense. Let's find out what happened here. So I'm trying to use this like EOS utility thing because, okay, wait, now it's back. Hey-o! All right, so now it's back. What's going on, everybody? So this is like an EOS utility function, and I'll explain that in a hot second. Well, hey everybody, how's it going? Hopefully you can hear me all right. I will check in on the stream and just listen in. All right, that's I can hear myself. That's good news. Now it's back. Hey. It's not my infamous EVRE20, but it is now. This looks horrible, so let's go ahead and switch this over. There we go. What's going on, everyone? I am indeed the on-air talent formerly known as Bird Dog John, now reporting from my home live. Yeah, so I am no longer with Bird Dog, and that has been quite the transition for me because a lot of my life revolved around Bird Dog. And I learned a lot from there, including a lot about production and live streaming, and so we're going to do a little bit of that today. I am going to see if this works. What's going on, Randy? He is first. What's happening? Hopefully that shows up. Man, that looks not very good, doesn't it? I'm using vMix, of all things. Shocker, after all that back and forth and carrying on, I ended up going with vMix, which is, if you know much about the 4.5 years of the Bird Dog John show, you know that was a long time coming. And so what a trip that was. I thought, okay, so this is all routing out through the correct means, but when I turn my microphone on for my headphones, nothing comes out. So I wonder what the dealio is there. Let's find out why. Oh, because I can't route it out there. I need a different method. Okay, cool. All right, well, we'll figure that out in a minute. But what is going on, Randy? You are indeed the very first person to chime in on the Jono Canute show. So, hey, from Winnipeg, very curious about what is happying on the channel here. And then he corrects himself by saying, happying? What was that? That's not even an autocorrect. It's true. I'm not too sure what that was, but hey, we're all on board. Now, the other thing that I don't know anything about is whether or not my lips are in sync or not. No, so the audio is a little bit behind the video. The audio is a little bit ahead of the video. So let's go into the microphone settings, and we're going to set this to 200. I will give you a rundown as to how this is all set up here in my house. Okay, so we're just finding out about this now on the live stream, so let's wait and see what's happening. But if you join me over in the chat over on at Jono Canute, it's really the only place you can find me right now because Twitch still has me locked out. But I may not do these live shows on Twitch. I may do gaming on Twitch, and I may do live shows here. I'm just talking about like a lot of technology integration, a lot more stuff other than just NDI, but whatever we want to talk about, truthfully. And so we'll get into that. Now, the trick is going to be managing the workload of this machine that I have, because as it is right now, my GPUs are handling most processes, and yet my total CPU usage is still hovering at like 85%. So that may not work very well, and we will see. Hey, That synchronization looks pretty good on the live stream now on YouTube. Let me know what you think about it in the comments if you are available to do so. Now, I think I know why I couldn't hear my monitors, and it's because I need to have the audio cable on like this. Why is the music still playing? Good question. Let's pause this. Wow, that master audio is hovering at a very high rate, isn't it? I still don't hear myself in my headphones, which I should now. So I will mute. I'll mute this, I think. I'll monkey with this later, but it doesn't mean that I can play the music. I can leave the music playing and just have it in the background, so that's good. Okay, so yeah, there's a ton of stuff going on here, and we need to kind of get into it. I don't know why my master volume is super hot. Oh, it's probably because I've overgained it. So let's try this. I'm going to back it off a bit. This is all brand new setup. Like I've just got vMix a couple of days ago on this machine, and it's a doozy. And I think Randy is about to say so. What kind of mic you got there? Sounds very different from the previous streams, like auto comp, auto gate. No offense, just saying. It's a good strong level. I don't know if that's you saying it's a little much. So
This is all brand new setup.
let me see what we've got here.
A couple of days ago on this machine.
Yeah. Let's give that a chance. Let me know what that sounds like, Randy, because I'd be definitely interested to know if that's any better. It looks better in the levels here, but of course, what really matters is how it sounds online, right? So there you go. Now, the trick will be to route my headphone audio through my Behringer Euphoria 1820. So we shall see how I get on with that in future shows. But the yeah, we definitely need to route all this correctly. So yeah, more clear now. It is gained down. It's not hitting the limits anymore. Yeah, it was a little much. I agree, and I could probably even come back a bit more, to be honest with you. Let's back off just a smidge so that I'm kind of maxing out at 12 dBs, and we'll see what that. So go again here, Randy, one more time, and see what you think. The stream is quite delayed, so I'm gonna have to wait on that. But all good, all good. Now, like I mentioned earlier, my Twitch account is locked, and so there's not a whole lot I can do about streaming to Twitch right now. I've sent them multiple emails about, hey, you have the wrong recovery email. I don't know what the process is for that when we have the wrong recovery email on the account. Probably nothing. They'll probably tell me I'm screwed. But I'm definitely trying to get back on Twitch to see if I can make that happen. So going to YouTube directly from vMix is not an issue. That's pretty easy. And then I don't really have another like third-party website. I might go to like Rumble, or I might go, I don't know, somewhere else. It's just good that if you're gonna do stuff on YouTube, you better you better have a backup. So I could go to like Vimeo, or I could go to Rumble, or I could go. There's a handful of others, but none of them really have the presence like YouTube has, and so that's kind of where we're hanging out right now. So all good there. Now, I'm going to see, like, do you guys know anything about NDI Connect? I found out NDI Connect was, you're able to take USB sources and turn them into NDI. And then I take that source and I go to NDI Zen Router, and I switch the sources in there because the version of vMix that I have is the basic version. And so I spent $60, but I am maxed out in terms of inputs. You're allowed 4 inputs, which is really a joke, because if you're going to do one overlay and one video source, that's fine. but I have two audio sources, so I'm done. So I'm probably going to have to update to the HD version of it, but the budget is pretty tight right now, so we're not going to be able to do that. This is a Canon RP mirrorless camera that you're looking at right now, and it does crop the image a little bit, and so I've had to adjust that, but we'll definitely see what's going on. Yep, it's good. I'm missing the proximity effect a little bit. The presence of that was kind of nice, but I understand others might not like it. Yeah, I have the RE20. That's my microphone. Matter of fact, it's right here. It came home with me because this is my very expensive microphone. The issue is that I don't really have a place to mount it. That's really the problem. Oh, look, my earpiece. Oh, that's where that went. I was wondering if I had left that at the office or not. And by the way, I'm still in great terms with Bird Dog and everybody over there. It was a good exit. It was just time to do something else, and I'll explain some of that in a moment. But the RE20 is here, and it is still the pride and joy of my audio rig. And technically I could mount it, but I won't be able to get all up on it like I used to right now. I need to buy a arm that can support this thing. This thing is like 5 pounds. Like it's got a girthy weight to it. And so I need to buy an arm that can get this close enough to my mouth. The issue is that I could mount it right now, but it would probably be 1.5 feet away from me. So we could totally do an audio test on this maybe next week and see what that's like. But I don't have an arm, and I got spoiled at Bird Dog because I was using a Gator mount, which is one of those really beefy arms that have the integrated XLR cable, and that thing was awesome. And so I might want to do that again. I might want to get that again. And I do want to get it again, but we'll see what I can do here. In terms of budget, it's going to be a little slower getting things approved through the new boss here at home than it was through the old bosses in Australia. So I don't know anything about NDI Connect. That's why I came here, to learn about that stuff. So far, it sounds like Dante Via. Turn any USB audio into a Dante channel. Yeah, so this was turn any USB into a NDI channel, which is nice. There's a little bit of delay, but also I've had to overhaul my workflow. So I'm running vMix, okay, vMix Basic, and I might have to pass a collection plate around to fund the upgrade to vMix HD because it's another $290 just to do that. Oh, by the way, sidebar, there is a little sick 5-year-old sitting here next to me in the office playing Nintendo Switch, and so he'll probably be quiet, but you might hear his sniffles and you might hear him mumble things under his breath. So there you go. That's what's going on there. Anyway, I'm definitely going to need more input sources. I'm going to need the 1,000 input sources that vMix offers. My issue right now is this computer is struggle bussing when it comes to CPU usage. And I need to look up, first of all, Task Manager. Yoink. And I need to see what my, how much, so CPU 100%, 100%. And there it is. vMix is using 35. Camera services are using 10%. Chrome is not really using much, which is astonishing. And everybody else is in the single digits. And so I have a weak CPU, evidently, and I need to probably update that. So that was one of the things that I offered on the show before I left, was perhaps one of the shows that I'll do is I will make a new machine. But again, budget is limiting, so we're going to have to wait a little bit on that before I can do any of those dream shows that I've been talking about. Okay, so that's interesting information. CPU usage is pretty high. The vMix is only using 6% of the CPU, but it seems like there are other things that are consuming the CPU, so we will go from there. All that. So Randy, thanks for keeping the chat alive. I really appreciate that. I'm going to just adjust this window here real quick so I can see a little bit more. So if you're joining us, feel free to jump into the chat. There is a 5-minute subscribe limit so that I can weed out all of the guys that are trying to spam me. But yeah, new rig, new me, new job, new everything. And we will get into that in just a few minutes. It's already 11:17, so usually the announcements happen 11:15. I'll try and keep a similar format because it seemed to work pretty well. But I am heavily using NDI and the free tools that come with NDI that are available to you, and I can talk about all of those. I'm not using a single piece of bird dog equipment, unfortunately. I didn't own anything, and so left all of that back at the office with the team, who are still there, by the way. And so I can't speak highly enough about the group at help@birddog.tv. Those guys are definitely, I think, the best in the biz. I mean, I hired them and I trained them, so I better think that, right? But they are the best when it comes to giving you real answers when you're approaching support. Now, I know everybody hates support, and the reason for that is because they get the textbook answer. There are very few of those at BirdDog, and most of the time they will walk through the problem with you and make sure that make sure they know what the issue is so that they can help you get a proper resolution. And the other issue is that NDI is such the Wild West right now that, it's a little bit tricky to give you a canned response because there are very few of those. So I know that, Clay and Frank, Jess and Christian and Ryan and Brayton are working like crazy to keep you guys all up and running. And so reach out to them at help@birddog.tv. They're super great. Had a great last week with them. We went out to dinner together. They threw me a little N64 party. That was fun. Lots of way too many sugary sweets and just a great afternoon. And then on Friday, a snowstorm hit at about 3 o'clock. And so we all decided that it was real and we all headed for the hills. So yeah, what an awesome last day. And I super, super appreciate them throwing that for me. And yeah, it was great. So I will miss dearly having that team at my disposal because they're extremely talented and way more talent than I could ever dream of having. And so be sure that you reach out to them because that's a good group over there at BirdDog. Unfortunately, I don't have any BirdDog stuff here. Like I said, I didn't buy any. I don't have any stuff that I can test and put through the ringer. But I am using NDI to pull this show off, partially because vMix only allows, in the basic format, 4 inputs, meaning overlays, audio sources, video sources, pictures, all that. Only 4. And on the BirdDog John support show, I think I had 45. So there were a few things to do. So I definitely need to figure out a way to fund the better version of vMix, which will cost another $290. It's quite the order. If anybody has friends at vMix and they want to get me a discount or something, it would be amazing. But right now, as it is, I've got the basic version, and we're gonna have to make do with what that is. So I am using ZenRouter to switch sources, and that is going to give me the ability to show a desktop if I want to. So that's my secondary desktop, and I can even show you, for example, I know it's just was a picture, but I can show you here. I'm redoing, for example, my Stream Deck through Companion, and so I'm going to be able to, let's go back to ZenRouter. So and I'll throw this over here too. So I'm able to show my desktop and all the stuff that I'm doing now. I've cropped this image a little bit just to eliminate the start menu and a few other things. But yeah, this rig is taxing on my computer, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm using ZenRouter where we're able to switch between sources and just have one video input into vMix while I'm living in the restrictive realm of vMix Basic. So that's how I'm using that. And then I'm switching over to a NDI. So inside NDI Connect, I've got my camera coming in via USB, which is being converted through out 1. And so if I show you this here, right here, this source is called out 1, which is above A1. See, it says out 1 there, here, inputs out 1. And then I've got my screen grabs, basically my screen shares there as well. So if I want to switch between 1 and 2, input 1 and input 2. Input 2 is screen 2, essentially. Screen 1 is the main one in front of me, but screen 2 is this one off to the right. So I've got 3 screens. I'm in my home rig here. So I've got socials open, I've got YouTube open, I've got companion open, I've got NDI router switcher open, and then vMix on the main machine. And so if I ever need to demonstrate anything, I can do that over here kind of on that central hub. Why don't I just talk to you briefly, and then I have a question for any of you that are hanging out in the audience, and I know there's a couple of you out there, so be sure you jump in and say hey in the chat if you haven't done so already. Shout out to Randy for keeping this going. He was indeed first, and I can toss that up there, that he made it here first. I don't really like this lower thirds. I'm going to redo that, I think, because it's too boxy for me. So more on that soon, but I would prefer for it to, let's kill this, let's close this. Socials is not going to like that I did that while I'm running live, but let's pick a different title. Now this is taking up one of my inputs, which is really annoying because, excuse me, because I don't want, I don't really want to sacrifice one of my inputs for this overlay, but I don't really have another choice with vMix, and vMix Basic is limited, very limited. Let's try, I don't know, I don't really like any of these. Socials, tickers, headlines. I guess I gotta pick a social. All right, so let's go with, I don't really know. Let's try this one. All right, and now we're here. So that's what that looks like there. So now I will relink it in overlay 1. And then when I fire this, boom. Okay, that skews Randy's picture to the side, and so I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say I hate that. It's not a limb. I hate that. I don't want to see that. So let's try one more time. Title slide, socials. Let's do something. Something basic, I guess. What could I do? What about this one? What does this look like? This one is called Wedgie. I don't appreciate that. But let's. Oh, hey, what's going on, Sean? How are you? Welcome to the show. Hey, John. Currently cleaning my studio, but I'm here listening. What is happening, man? Good to see you. Hey, we're drinking coffee today, so if you are so inclined, big surprise. I'm drinking coffee. But it's all good. And, of course, Angus, what's going on, my buddy from Edmonton? Good to see you again. Hopefully you are doing well. I don't hate this stinger, really, or this, what is it, a title? I don't hate it. I'm going to see what I can do about the color. If I can, I guess. I don't know. Color? No, there's no option to change the color. So I may have to be able to use the actual text editor to do that. But we shall see. Now, inside now, I need to set up a trigger. So what I'm going to do is on overlay in, I want to say overlay out, overlay 1 out, and I want to delay it by 10,000, whatever that means. And yoink, let's try that now. So Angus is here and chatting. Hooray for coffee. I agree. Hooray for coffee, my friend. It is that sort of day. So I haven't even gotten into like what it is I'm up to right now, but we will. We will definitely get into that. All right, I like that auto off. That's good. I got a meeting coming up shortly, Angus says, and delighted to see your stream pop up on my feed. I figured I should really pop in and say hi. I really appreciate that, and thank you everybody who have done that. Please like the stream. Please subscribe to the stream. This one makes a big difference if you subscribe and like the stream. So please do that. I would greatly appreciate that as we're kind of moving forward here. So let's see if can add music to the background of this one. I think I can. Can you guys hear that? Let's find out on here. I will mute my microphone when it catches up here. Okay, that's way too loud. Way. Okay, I'm not sure why I am not hearing the music in my headphones. Ah, found it. Yeah, okay, the music is there now, so let's see what it sounds like on the stream. Okay, and Angus makes a good point that perhaps we do without the music during the stream. I'll give it a, I'll see what I think. But I was trying to get it in my headphones and it wasn't doing that, so I'm not too sure what the deal was there. But all good. Now the other question is, why isn't the microphone going out the bus? If we check the matrix, it's because the bus is off. So there we go. Now I can faintly hear myself in the A bus, which is what I wanted. The other thing is that the microphone in the A bus is mono. And so we're going to add that to both channels. It looks like, yeah, done. Okay, so now it should be in both ears, which it is. Okay, cool. And that's going to the master. This is my headphones now. Can you guys hear a doubling effect? I wonder if there would be a doubling effect with the audio. Anyways, not too sure. We'll sort that out in a second. Comp sounds much better now. I like it. Excellent. And he says, yep, I got music with speaking over top. Okay, so that's all working. Not too sure what the actual order of operations is. Yep, I've got it. But personally, I'd go with no music while speaking. I find it kind of distracting. Well, we'll see how much conversation happens, because that's really the key, right? We want to keep the conversation going, but if there is if there's dead zone, then we kind of like to have a little music in the background. So we'll see what happens. There was a doubling briefly a minute or so back. Okay. So that is likely because I'm routing the audio out the same that's bringing in the music. And so I need to change the audio output on the mixer to go out through like the Euphoria or something like that. So if I go over to audio outputs and I say audio out, I want this to be out 3 and 4. Well, let's see. I'm not too sure why the Behringer doesn't show the output. Well, maybe well. All right, well, I'll have to sort there's a lot of new options here, so I've got to figure it out. But I could send it out. I have multiple outputs, and so I could send it out something else. That's no issue. All right. My little guy has forgotten that he's in here on a show. So there you go. Hey, I think that there was doubling, but if so, it was tight. It's almost imperceptible. Oh, nice. Thank you. That's very helpful information. I am running Companion again. I have a question about Companion and Zen Router. Apparently, Companion and Zen Router work together, but there are no presets, and so I'm pretty much outside of my ability at this point. If I switch over here and show you what I'm looking at, this is currently just what my companion setup looks like. I've got my stream connections. I'm not streaming to these other two platforms right now, but if I turn on my computer audio, it feeds that back. And if I run a vMix social thing, so like if I want to do this again, this actually lights up and tells me that it's live. But then when it goes away, it will also give me that feedback. Now I don't care for that color, but yoink, but I like that. So what I might do though is change this to green when it goes live, because meaning that it's on. So there we go. So there might be a doubling effect still happening. Maybe it's hard to tell. There shouldn't be, because there is nothing else going out to vMix except my microphone right now. So there you go. Now you can see. Now you can see the actual. There we go. So if I was tuning in just now, I would say no, but compared to how you sounded before, I think maybe yes. Interesting. So it might be in the routing. So if I go into here, and I do have a little bit of gain on here, but if I go to the matrix, the bus is here. I could turn this off and turn this off. There. Now let's see if that doubling effect is gone, Randy, because quite possibly it's a mono channel. So this is the NTG2. So much to Angus's demise. No, not his demise. To much of his protest using the NTG2 today. Not because it's my only option, but because this thing weighs a bajillion pounds and I need a proper mount for it. I could mount it here on the desk with a different style of mount, but it would be kind of like a foot and a half away, so then I have to really crank it up, and then you get a lot of like noise in the background. So I'm not going to do that necessarily, but I will try and get things to sort them out. Randy says, okay, I'm probably just hearing things. It's possible. It's possible that you're just hearing things, but who knows? I really love, and I don't know if I portrayed this adequately enough when I was the on-air talent formerly known as Bird Dog John, how much Companion works better than Stream Deck with this sort of stuff. The live feedback piece, I love a lot. And I prefer that when you show somebody's comment, Angus says dismay, it gives you live feedback, but when this auto clears, it also changes. And so, look, when Angus's comment goes away, it turns off. I love that. I find that really helpful, because I don't think Stream Deck does a great job of live feedback. At least I haven't had great experience with it, but it is, it's good stuff. So, big fan. Randy says, hey, yes, now it does sound more clear to my ears. Excellent. Well, since you're one of 3 people chatting today, we will definitely tailor it to your ears, and I will have a listen behind the scenes. Actually, I could do that right now. I'll give you 1 second. I think that sounds really good for being a sub $200, $250 microphone. I think it sounds really good, and I'm quite happy with that. I actually like the preamps on the Euphoria 1820 better than I do the Euphoria 404 HD, mostly because they're Midas preamps and they are really clean. So I do a whole bunch of stuff in the studio, audio recording, music, I do guitar stuff, I do a whole bunch of things, and I love the fact that these preamps are great. So I am talking into an NGT2. I do have a dead cat on it today. It is literally right off camera, which it could even be slightly closer if I wanted it to be. So let's see if we can do that. It's off camera the whole time, so that's pretty great. It's not. I don't think that it needs to be adjusted at all. That's for sure. But it sounds way better in the space that you're in than it did in your old, decrepit studio. I have no objections. Yeah, it's honestly just fine. Fantastic. All right, well, this is the good path forward then for the time being until I can get that RE20 hooked up. But that microphone's going to get a lot more musical use going forward. And so that's the plan as of today. So, yes, I am trying. Question for you. Anybody have companion experience when it comes to NDI router? What I want is to integrate a companion button to video switch between A and B. That's all I want to do. But it appears that there are no presets for it, and I can show you those connections, what it is that we're dealing with here. So over on companion, I have on here NDI router. Now it's on here. So if you type in Zen router, here it is. Boom. And then when you connect it, it connects just fine. It sees that the NDI router is online. It just takes your local, your current, your self-assigned IP address, and it assigns itself this port number. But it doesn't do anything else. And so you have to do this, and then it says, oh, here are your buttons that you can use, and then the following are waiting for somebody to make this. But how do I do this? And so then it said, near the bottom, it said, oh, for an example of this page layout for a 7x7, click here. Well, this page just errors out. And so that's not helpful. So it's, Zen Router, I don't even know if he's supporting it anymore. It's a great free tool. I'm not going to complain about that. But what is it that I have to do to get this little, because the button that I want fixed is this one right here, this switch. I don't like that you can't see I can fix that. 1 second. You can't see my cursor. Capture settings, mouse pointer. Okay, so here we go. So this right here, I want the switch AB button to be just on my Stream Deck, so I can just run that in the background like this and switch between the two sources. I cannot figure out for the life of me what that API or what that command is supposed to be. And I'm not too nervous about programming it, although when I go into buttons and I say like variables, I'm lost at this point. I have no idea what I'm up to. So, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not showing that. So when I go into variables, I got no idea what I'm up to. So if anybody has any help with that, let me know how we could do that, because I'd be very interested in finding out that more. Hey, have you ever tried the Mevo camera NDI? I have not tried Mevo. I have seen it. It's HX, I believe. I have seen it used mostly at a trade show. I like the auto switching interview function. That's pretty cool if you're a one-man band. If you are a producer though, and you've got multiple cameras coming into vMix HD, that feature's kind of lost on me. But I do like the simplicity of it. If you have multiple cameras, it'll switch between them. It'll also do auto cropping. I don't know what the quality of those photos are, or those pictures are. If the video is nice and clean or if it's something else, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, what the deal is there. Apparently Angus has seen it before. Angus says they are as mediocre as they can be. Oh wow, that's saying something too, because Angus knows his stuff, everybody. So if you're just tuning in, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Please, please, please subscribe to the channel, like the show. Let's move this along here a little bit, because this one is important that everybody's kind of subscribes to this one. So I'd be really appreciative if you haven't done so already. And that is how you enable your ability to talk in the chat. So if you want to chat with us, feel free to do that, and I'll give you my update here in just a second. Okay, cool. Just curious. I got one as a webcam here, and I've used it for live streaming in the before times, like the land before times. Yeah, I'm using it as a webcam over USB. They work fine over NDI, but they just aren't great. I'll take a look at the Zen and Companion. I haven't used Zen, but I use Companion a lot. Man, I would appreciate it, because I am definitely struggle bussing to figure this out, and I would love to be able to just press a button on my Stream Deck through Companion to switch my sources. I really need that. That's the big one. So good stuff. Oh, what is going on, Chad? Hello, old friend. Hello, how are you? It has been a week, has it not? And maybe I should get into giving the update, because that is what we need to do. So, hey, apparently you also need to create a YouTube channel, not just a user. Really? Is that real? You should just be a user. It shouldn't need to make a channel and everything. That's wild. All right. Well, it does clean up the chat in terms of like spammers and whatever aren't going to spend 5 minutes waiting around for them to become subscribers. But if there's a better way, let me know. I'm sure there is. And I'd be all about that. So, okay, so Angus wants to know about this update. Okay, so here's what's going on. When I agreed and discussed and agreed with the Bird Dog ELT that it was my time to kind of mutually move along, and genuinely it was a mutual move. The church group that I work with in Nashville offered me a full-time position. They had hinted at that, but my commitment to Bird Dog and my title and all, you know, as pretty big department lead in that company, they knew that was just kind of not probably a possibility. But then when I told them, well, there's actually a chance that I may be resigning from Bird Dog and looking for work elsewhere, they were the first ones to offer me a position. And quite frankly, it's an amazing move. So I like I said before, I really love working with Bird Dog, and I genuinely love the products. I love the people. I think Dan Miley and the team that he's assembled is well worth, all the extra effort we went to keep the group together and to keep working towards goals and all of that. And so my biggest pull away from Bird Dog, my sadness, is that I'm not going to get to be around Dan, be around Jamie, be around Barry, be around Josh, and then work with my support team. Those guys were just so good, as well as the rest. I mean, there's 40 people in the company. Can't name them all, but like, seriously, so fun to work with, and they're just great people. I mean, just straight up great people, and to a T, classic Australians. And so that was always, it was a great cultural experience for me. And I will regret a lot of things about not getting to work with them in the future. The group, however, that I joined up with is a little different than just like a brick and mortar church. So what they really are is a production company. They call themselves a church, and they're doing that because of like the way that the way that the group kind of formulated. It's basically like doing church. However, the major what is going on here? Okay, the major difference is that they don't really have a congregation. What they're doing is creating content. And me being a video production guy and a fastidious audio guy, and I won't say audiophile, but I certainly won't say audio professional, because there are people that outclass me every day in the chat alone. But yeah, crazy. That scale is huge. But I do love great video. I love producing it. I love cutting it. I love editing. I love being on stream. I love all of that stuff. And so, yeah, they offered me a position where they needed some administrative help and a little bit of creative stuff on the marketing side of things, but mostly the production and the direction of what they do every week and what they produce online. So the place is called oursafeharbor.com, okay? And their YouTube channel is Our Safe Harbor Church. And it's centered around one guy right now. His name's Patrick. And Patrick does several sessions a week, but he is delivering content all the time. And we are working towards making it better. So I've just been there. Basically, I was there last week, and I'll fly down again this weekend. Oh, man, let me tell you about the saga story I had trying to get back on Monday. Anyways, that might be for next week. But yeah, we're definitely producing content for free so that people can consume it and use it in their streams. And so that's been a lot of fun to be a part of that and kind of discuss like next steps with them. So yeah, we're walking through that, and we're trying to figure out what that looks like. Let me just get my lights working here, because they're supposed to be cycling and they're not. Anyways, and I didn't want to necessarily go with green. They turned on green because these are the ones from the studio. But I'm going to have them cycle through some colors and see how that works. Although I do want to edit this. And, there's no... Let's see if we speed up the speed. No, let's go down a bit, I guess. I don't know. We'll see if this works. Like, I need to lower the brightness. They're so bright. Yeah, I'm not too sure what to do about that. they're like wicked bright. All right, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So can we go down a bit? And then does it just stay on that or does it keep working? Let's stay tuned and see. It looks like they're still working. So we'll go up a little bit. There we go. Okay. So the group is called oursafeharbor.com, and they are basically just producing content weekly so that there's a lot of Christian churches that genuinely don't have the money to hire anybody, and so it's just free content for them to use, and they can participate live on Sunday. We do have a live stream, but then that content we're packaging it a little bit differently, so it's a little bit easier to get to the lesson portion of things, and so we'll be doing that as well. So yeah, we're going to be spending some time doing that. I'm going to be traveling a lot on airplanes. Hopefully nothing like it was last weekend, because last weekend was a nightmare when it came to trying to get the flight going. But yeah, that was a bit of a doozy, that's for sure. Hey, I'll definitely continue to support BirdDog. I saw that they dropped a big firmware update. That's a next week project. Yes, you know what? I don't know anything about that firmware update. I'm so happy for you, John. Hope you have a wonderful time working there. Thank you very much. Oh, those pesky 5013C3 rules. Yeah, I don't know. I don't, because it is, so the thing about that is that they do actually have like a group of people that meet that are technically the congregation, but they are producing stuff online. So I'm not too sure how that all works, but yeah, more on that later as we kind of sort that out. So I am officially now their director of production, is what I'm doing, and we'll see how that works out. So good times. We are using Canon cameras over there. We're using a Constellation ME, an 8M Blackmagic, which is really fun to work with, and that has a bunch of integrations with X-Keys. My X-Keys is here, but I'm going to actually move it over to my DaVinci rig, which runs on a Mac Mini. So I'll program that another day and maybe remote into that and show you guys how to do it. But much appreciated, everybody. That is what I'm up to. That's the next phase of things. So really excited about that, and about what that might look like. So it'll be good times. It sounds very interesting. I remember having those types of conversations and reimagining the aspects of church in the internet age. This sounds very familiar. It really is, and what's crazy to me about this is they're not... Okay, so like streaming at churches has traditionally been about like you have the service and then you stream what's happening in the service, and you have production crews and you have a whole bunch of stuff that's like going on behind the scenes, and people who attend online get to see what's happening in the main stage. This place is about what's happening on the stream. And so the stream is before the service necessarily, because the service is not for the people in the auditorium. The service is for the people that are gathered online. And so the stream is first, and then the group that meets at the soundstage is second. And that it's actually been a very interesting conversation to have, because there are a lot of people who are used to it the other way, the traditional way. And we've been having to retrain people about, like, 2% of the audience attends in Tennessee at the soundstage. The rest, the other 98%, attend online. So yeah, we definitely have some like rethinking, retraining of our brains. But the cool thing about it is that like if we have nobody at the soundstage, we still go live. That's the thing about it is, if like we get a snow day, we can still push a service from wherever we are. And that's why living in Michigan works, because I can do pretty much everything I need to do right up until day of show, and then I would prefer to be down there on Sundays. So I'm doing that a couple times a month. But the big piece about it is that they go live regardless. And so we can produce a show, and I'm going to get into like remote production pretty soon, and we're going to get into remote teaching soon, and a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm really excited about where that's going. So definitely check that out, because you definitely should. If I could put the website up there, I would, but I only have 4 inputs, and so I can't do it. What I will do is I'll post it here. Is it? You do not come at our safe. I'm trying to just remember, because there are a bunch of people. Here we go. There are a bunch of channels. How is that we don't have a short name? Yeah, at Our Safe Harbor Church. Okay. So we go like this, at Our Safe Harbor Church. Okay, so, whoops. Spelling error. All right, now I could toss it up in the chat, right? And there's a lot of stuff, like there's a lot of stuff they're producing. Yoink. There's a lot of stuff that they are producing that is not done at the soundstage. Like people are submitting stuff and whatever. So yeah, we're definitely trying to like walk through that and post things, and there are guys from various places. Here we go. So this is that site that I'm now supporting. So fun stuff, and these are the folks that are helping us out. So feel free to follow along, subscribe to that channel too. Great people. Patrick is a great mind, and he's fun to work with. My other co-worker is Dave, and him and I do all the tech stuff, and then Patrick does all the teaching. So yeah, it's pretty great. So that's where I am. That's what I'm up to, and that's why I'm traveling so much now. I will still plan to maybe try and be around on Thursdays at 11 o'clock just to give you guys updates and talk about whatever you'd like. I really want to talk about integration now. I can do it outside of the BirdDog spectrum because I'm not paid by BirdDog. I have nothing but love for that company, and I will miss them dearly as I move forward. But we're all very excited about the next steps. They are for me and I am for them. So we're looking forward to a new age of cooperation, and who knows, I might be using BirdDog Cloud in the future because we need to do remote productions, which means I'll be buying probably a BirdDog camera at some point so that can all be done in one place. So exactly, thinking about educational YouTube channels meets monthly live concerts and meetups. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, we're always looking for like increasing the production value, right? And that has been a big piece about what it is that I'm doing over there. So, yeah, good stuff. Oh, what's this? So that means that you're moving to SMPTE 2110? I don't think so. Not a big fan of SMPTE 2110. Hey, those constellation switches are fantastic. Which one are you running? We are running the ME2. Blackmagic Constellation ME2. Looks like 2ME, sorry. 2ME. Yeah, so these things are great. And is there that one that shows like this one specific? Here we go. So yeah, right now we're running this one, and it is fantastic. It's a lot of fun. I've programmed it with an X keys, of course, through Companion, and it works beautifully. So when I made that change one weekend, and the main guy that was producing it for us before I got there was very nervous about me going in and like making big changes, and he rolled up the first day, and we showed it to him, and he was like, wow, this is so much easier now. And I was like, yes! Because we were using one of their ATEM Studio units, and there were a lot of buttons that we didn't use or need or whatever, and so we just switched over to using an X keys, and we could customize every key that we wanted, and so it was great, man. We just it knocked it out of the park. Speaking of integration, I'm working on whoops, sorry everybody. Speaking of integration, I'm working on preferences, my REMI press conference setup. Sorry, why is this this is annoying. Okay, here we go. The chat did not update. There we go. He said, using a live use solo, feeding RTMP mini server, and then feeds NDI into vMix seems like a solid solution. A friend of mine has the 2ME. He controls it with an X keys 124. Absolutely excellent piece of hardware. The I couldn't agree more. I'm actually using an X keys 64 with that one, and it is everything that I need for. I've got a bunch of open buttons too. I'm not using everything there, and so yes, it is absolutely a great addition, and it's customizable. We can change it whenever we want. We can add panic buttons, and because we're using Companion, it integrates with the 2ME, but it also integrates with other things that we have. And so we're not just limited to that control surface working with that piece, that video switcher. It's open to whatever it is that we want to use. And I'm really tempted. Ooh, and I don't even know if this is real. Is this real? One moment, please. Oh my gosh, if this was real. Renewed Vision is on here. Oh my word. Oh my word. Seriously right now? Oh, geez. One moment. So, hey, check this out, y'all. Pro Presenter, which is our prime. Oh my gosh. This just got amazing. Oh my word. Yes, this just got so sticking awesome. So let's do something here real quick. If we, whoa, 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 what happened? Just cleared everything. That's my wife, by the way, everybody. That is Miss Holly. Okay, so if I go here and I say CMD and I open a command prompt, ooh, that's not command prompt. So if I go here and I say CMD and I open command prompt, there we go. And then I just ARP my table. Remember, oh my gosh. Oh boy, what is going on here? That ARP table is a little full. So, what did I type? ARP-A. This interface is doing a fair bit. All right, so I have a Mac Mini, which is running next to me on another table, which is my primary machine that I use for that, for all my work that I do with Safe Harbor. And that machine is, oh, hey, I have to run. Angus, always a pleasure, man. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next week, hopefully. Good stuff. At Angus, I just did one of those at CES last week using a Panasonic CX350, which can SRT straight from the camera into vMix. Angus says, nice. Did you use bonding service, or was there enough bandwidth to get out on one connection? So cool. Glad that you guys are with me on this here. So there apparently is a ProPresenter and then Renewed Vision ProPresenter presets, clocks, countdowns, and stage. Oh, it doesn't have any. Ew, why? Clocks, countdown. Maybe it's because it's not connected to my computer yet. All right, give me one moment. I'm gonna try and find out my IP address. I have a nifty computer that I can just switch over there and log in. So I will get the IP address of ProPresenter and we will giddy up on that. So that is 7754. Now I'll just switch over to my computer here. And the host name is 192.168.7754. And the remote control password is, I believe, control. Connected to a stage display, no. Let's just do that. ProPresenter 7 optional. Auto control follower. All right, let's save and see if it connects. Oh. ProPresenter's having a hernia. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it has this error. So I can't show you this screen per se. But settings, yeah, sorry, I can't share this screen with you yet. I will work on that. Network, enable network, remote apps, controllers, and we're gonna say, whoops, wrong one. Computer to control. Boom. All right, now that's done. So back to my machine now, and we're going to turn this off. And then we're going to turn it back on and see if it connects. WebSocket was closed before the connection was made. All right, so just make sure I've got everything here. No, okay. So I'm not sure how to find this information. Man, I really need the ability to switch on companion. So, hey, we use PEP link to VPN back to headquarters, which is either in Dallas or in California. Well, that's cool. Oh, the port is right here. 1025. This one. Boom. Power cycle. I don't want to use port 2000 something something something. Is that required? That might be required. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so let's change it in ProPresenter 20652. So we'll go here and say 20652. We'll click off of that. Come back to this machine. And then we will click. I can show you this while I'm doing this. It's trying to find it. Oh, I did this in the wrong spot. Sorry, everybody. 20652. All right, now let's give her a go. Another error. Power cycle. Hey yo. ProPresenter is connected. So what do we get with that? Anything? Renewed. All right, so I wish I could show you like my face while I do this, but yeah, I only have 4 inputs, so I'm not going to be able to do that. But anyways, current slide number. What are the commands? I know these are variables, but the only thing here that I get is stage display and countdown clocks. That's not very helpful. Why is there not a next slide option? You know what I mean? Like next slide, previous slide. So if I type in renewed vision, what? Why is that? Oh, here, look. Clear all clear prompts. See the README file. Because, yeah, this is what I want. I want, like, what else? Enable this. Enable this. I did all that. Enable stage apps. Enable this link. Oh. Okay. Well, I can do that. And then what do I have to do when I'm ProPresenter host name? No, this is not on there. It's somewhere else. Send presentation info request to ProPresenter. No. What does this say? Newer versions of 7 will quickly become unstable and drop the remote connection. Whoa. Ugh. Let's try this one more time. Sorry, I'm just discovering this. This would be so great, though, to have the ability to have Companion integrate directly with ProPresenter. Evidently, it can. We just need to... Here we go. We just need to figure out what the commands... What you can do with ProPresenter. Next slide. Advances the next slide. Where are these commands, though? Next slide, previous slide. That's really all I need Tutorials, sample playlist, da 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 da, audio cues. Yeah, okay. So I'm all about this. The issue is I need to I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this, right? Does that mean I gotta write my own code for these as well? Or is it in a later version? Like, is it in a beta version that I need to download? Who knows? Who knows what the answer is? I certainly don't. Hey, now with Silicone 2, the bird dog cameras can do the same thing once you get the audio into them. Boom. I wouldn't know anything about that. Of course not. Of course not. So I think what you do is you create a new button, and then the button clicks on the command. Okay, so if that's the case, if I go here and say create button, button text string, actions, add an action. Oh, mama jams, look at you. Then that means, oh boy, you just made my day. Hey Sean, if you're still listening, I think we be good. Yes, we do. Route input to output. That is the button in which I think it's 1 to 2. And then text string. Is it like this? Okay, that's not doing anything yet. Oh, I think it's like this. O1 to O2, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, nothing yet. Is it A to B? Like that? Is it, shoot, what was it? I just had it. Da, 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 da. Oh man, this is so cool. You just say video switch. Whoa. 14. Okay, sorry. Let me show you what it is that I'm up to, and then you guys can help me. Oh, it did something. Yeah, it did something because it jacked up my O1 to O2. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, so this one. Here we go. So here, if I press this, this does nothing. So if I say, excuse me, AB1, no, A1 to B1, like this maybe? Nothing. Here's this for reference. Oh, I guess this is going to go behind the screen when I do this. Okay, never mind. So 1 to 2 maybe? So if I press it, nothing. What else did I do? It's a string command. So look, connections, router, questions, input to output. And then down here it says create custom variable nrout persistent for this example. Route an input to an output. So what? Router input. A1. I want a toggle switch though. I don't want nothing. Yeah, I don't want to do anything. Let me know if you guys know what I'm doing wrong here. 01 to 02. Oh, I just did something. So input is 1. And then output is 2. Wait, how did I do that? Okay, I did something, folks, because I had this as 0, 1, and 0, 2. And when I did that and I hit the button, oh. Man, I don't know what to do. Interesting. I'm pretty sure that there is a command list. Zen router is always welcome. Here's the sample. What do I put in for the? All right, let's go to actual Zen router. Oh no, don't take me away from the site. Ugh. If anybody from Companion is watching, it should never take you away from the site. It should always open up a new. Okay, here we go. So, excuse me. So if we scroll here, X keys, Bitfocus Companion, it's created, else available for this. Da 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 da. AB switcher. So Z router 01, is that what I'm seeing? Buttons. Nothing. Okay, cool. We'll keep digging. Cool. Love it when the web page is gone. All right, so routing presets. I don't want to do that. I just want to route the router number 3 equals port 9777. Man, I don't know. Hey, wow, that was a nice quick meeting. I'm back. Excellent. Angus, what am I doing wrong, man? NDI router is the same as Zen router, or is that one that came with the NDI tools? So I'm using Zen router. This is the one from the UK because I did not see a companion integration with router. So I'm using Zen router has a integration like from the get-go. NDI router is Zen is the maker. So I'm just trying to figure out what it is that I'm doing wrong here in terms of scripting this. So if I dump this real quick, and I say, when I press the action, router input, I want to change the router show source list, control port, and NDI group. Okay. Destroy, no, save, source listings, clear all routed. So it doesn't really tell me much. It doesn't really tell me very much about what to put into Companion. Because rotary actions. Rotation events, oh, that's cool. All right, so I'm missing something here with this, but also we could create a button and select actions and now say, oh, does vMix have a whole bar? Jeez. Yes, they do. Okay, so cool. Pro Presenter does as well. So if we say here and we say previous slide, delete, done. Previous slide, can say like this. And then here, create button, create Pro Presenter, Next slide. Yoink. Is there a way to put that on a different line? I guess not. Okay, so now, if I jump over here to ProPresenter, and I just fire off a slide. Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's go here, here, this one, boom. Okay, slides are running on that machine. Now if I say next, oh my gosh, it works. I'm so stinking excited about that. What a great backup. What a great backup. Fill me in on what's broken. Will do. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get Zen NDI router, which is this right here. Okay. Zen NDI router integrates directly with Companion. And inside Companion, I'm making a button. And I have gone here and I've said NDI router, and there's reset, recall preset, store preset, and route input to output. What I want is to be able to route an input, right? Input, I don't know, is that input 3? I guess I should look. Maybe there's an input list, source listings. Scanning. This might crash my computer. Although the CPU is exceptionally low right now. Don't exclude locals. So there's a few sources, but Zen router input 1 and Zen router input 2. Oh, maybe it's this to that. Okay, so check this. I'm going to put this over here for a second. I think it might be this. Z router in dash 01 to router out dash A. Where is Zen router now? Is it the whole string? Because, right? Shoot. Is it not dash A? Nope. Still not. Yay. Ahoy, what's going on, Tom? Welcome to the new channel. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Always appreciate seeing you. Hey, I was just going to ask, are you still running CPU at 85%, or did you kill a process that brought it way down? I'm not running it. Well, it's like 60 to 70% right now, but I've been closing Chrome tabs, and that seems to help a little bit. So, shocker, I know. Anyway, yeah, so I'm trying to figure out, maybe it's supposed to be in quotations. What about this? Nope. Because how sweet would this be if I could get a... What I really want is to just have a cut. Because essentially what I want is this button right here, switch AB. I want that cut to be available. So I don't know how to do that. I don't see it in the manual, but obviously I haven't read the manual very closely either. So if we go back to the manual, we say, how do we do this? Route an input to an output. And then what's the... name of router. Name. Route number. Name of input. Copy. All right, let me show you what I just discovered. So here, this name of router. So this is the variable I think I need to use. So let's go ahead and copy that. Go to buttons and go here and paste this and then change it to... Actually, you know what? Can I undo that? Do this maybe? Money. Whoa. Oh, that's cool. Okay, well. Oops. No idea if I'm doing this right. Definitely not doing it right. So how do I get that information? That's definitely what I want. I need to know the exact way that to do that. Now you can see the source listings and you can say don't exclude local. So is this I have to copy the whole name of this? How do I get that information? I need that to be... So I think it's like this. Whoops. K-N-U-T-S-O-N, Knutson, home, office. Router in one. And the input, yeah. And then this is different. So this command needs to be name of router. Oh, you just do the number. Ugh. This is annoying. Yeah, somebody in the chat, let me know how I'm supposed to read this, because I have no idea. No idea. But I would love to know more. NDI name. Maybe this will tell me. So if we say this, okay, so I'm going to go here, internal custom NDI router. Huh. Internal custom NDI router, a custom variable. What do you guys think this is? Internal custom NDI instance disabled. Name? Page name? Nope. NDI router. Dang it. Router input. Where is my router? This right here. How do I find out what this input is called? If we say NDI listings, they're already here. Zen router 1 input. Man, I feel like that's it's got to be it. right? Like that's gotta be it. Z router. So we say like this. Internal where is that screen? This one. We say Z router in -01. Does this change anything? Nothing. Input to output. The output should be, oops, like this. Internal custom NDI router. Does that have to be in quotations? Router out -A. No. Nope. Nothing. Nuts. Ah. Man, I'm scratching my head over this, guys. I have no idea what that could be. What is the command to do that? Man, if I could get that, that would be amazing. I think I'm going to have to end up reading the manual, which I love to do. Should be just easy, right? NDI router. These are the variables. Name, router number. So whoops. This is probably wrong. Somebody stop me because I'm probably doing this wrong. Router number, name of input. Input number is a valid signal. Input number in use. Name of output. Input number. Input number is in use. Name of input. Number of inputs configured. Name of input. This is probably the one I need, but name of input is this one. So buttons, name of input is Z router. Z router, where is it? Show listing, please. Sorry, we'll jump back over here. So don't exclude. So it's Z router in-01. Oh, come on. Oh. Man, I don't know, guys. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the magic word is to get this route input to output. That's what I want. Even if I got to do more than one, like if I have to move vMix socials, for example, like this, move it up here, that's fine. And then I can switch and just name this like cam1, cam2, right? And then copy and make this cam2. Totally fine. But I need to figure out how to get this to talk. NDI router, route input to output. It's a shame that it just doesn't have like a drop-down fillable field. You have to actually fill out the code yourself. I'm not too sure I know how to do that. I don't trust my ability that much. Yoink, yoink. And this one here. Yeah, I'm not too sure. All right. Well, it's been an hour and a half, and I am super happy to be back online. I guess I'll need to go buy something else now, right? It's probably John O'Canute. I also need to take up a collection because I can't afford vMix HD. And if anybody knows Martin or anybody over there personally, I would love to get a discount or a copy of vMix HD that is not basic. But I know they got to make money too, so we shall see. What's really cool is that this vMix thing actually works, which is hilarious because that's going to make our lives in Tennessee a whole lot better. So I got to wake the machine up. Evidently, it did not like it when the machine went to sleep. So you have to restart this connection. Is there a button to do that? This function right here? Disable connection. Button. Create a button. Press actions. Pro presenter. Disable? No. Maybe it's under internal. Disable connection. Enable and disable connection. No way. Yo, that's so cool, man. Can it be a... Yeah. Yo, this is so cool. I love this. I'll just do it like this. Toggle connect. So if I hit that, bow, it disconnects it, and then bow. Oh, it's so cool. Hey, maybe consider using something other than Chrome. And does vMix show how many frames you're dropping, like OBS does? Yes, it does show how many frames I'm dropping. My desktop, it's showing a lot of drop frames. Not a lot. It's showing a few, but not astronomical. That's for sure. vMix will show render times, which gives you a good idea of the overall performance. And the stats page shows drop frames for each individual input and output. Render time is 5 milliseconds. I think that's pretty good, other than I need to probably get a faster CPU and probably new GPUs, because these are GeForce WindForce 970s. I have duals over SDI, or I'm sorry, linked over a, I think it's called an SDI bridge, but it's not SDI as we know SDI, but it's old school bridging. I could just get one really nice graphics card if you could find one, and that would be fantastic. But yo, this the fact that this works now, and I can just send next commands, I'm so very excited about that. So giddy up. Giddy up, giddy up. That is very cool. Now, buttons, feedback, add feedback. Go ahead and internal connection, check status, done. And then if I kill it, what does it do? Because it's off. So let's make that a little darker to match the rest. Disabled. All instances. No. Giggity goo. So now we could change it to, now we could change it. Disabled background to red. Heck yes, that's so cool. Yo, that's so awesome. Reestablish connection. Dig-a-doo. And now next slide. It's totally working. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, I definitely need to upgrade the GPUs in one of my machines. vMix isn't set up for SLI graphics. It's because it's better to run a good hefty single GPU. Yes, and I've noticed that vMix really hates SLI. I actually don't think I'm SLI. Thank you. I don't think I'm running it in SLI. Yeah, I don't think I am. I am just on one CPU, but it's consuming one of them, that's for sure. And maybe that's the issue. Let me look here real quick and look at the performances, because one of them is connected to 2 monitors and it's running vMix. So I could totally move vMix over to the other GPU that's not really running anything and probably get better performance, although the GPU is claiming not to be using very much. Maybe I don't have the performance settings set up correctly inside vMix. You know, maybe it's... Now, also, this shot is in a confidence monitor. It's in a teleprompter, believe it or not. Shocker, I know. It's in a teleprompter, but it's a little high, eh? So I either need to move my screens down and elevate my speakers, and then everything would come down to more like, you know, eye level. Or, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to do. But I would need to like raise up my speakers super high. So there's that. Okay, now, when the screensaver turns on the Mac, my feedback from the ProPresenter connection says that it has broken the connection. And so if I wake up that machine over there, yoink, which I can easily do, does it auto reconnect? So if I click on it and say reconnect, will it reconnect? That's the question. It's stopping. It's trying to restart, it looks like. But I don't know. What's going on, Chris? Hey, glad to see you back. I am glad to be back. It has been a crazy week, that is for sure. But yes, it's been a busy week. So I'll take the last 20 minutes. I will try and wrap up here around 1 o'clock because I need to feed my son, and also 2 hours is good. So here's the final story for my trip down to Nashville and back. So I went to Nashville last weekend. I left on Saturday and I came back on Monday. Saturday I got to the Detroit airport nice and early, but there was a snowstorm. So it had snowed the night before, and my wife and I had thought, why don't I stay down near the airport in a hotel, and then I could just come back, just get a shuttle from the hotel. But then we got looking at things and decided, nah, we're not going to do that. The snow will pretty much be done by the time I'm going to drive, and I've got a nice F-150 that got fixed, and so it should get me to the airport well enough. So sure enough, on Saturday morning, it was a slow go. They closed parts of I-75 going southbound, right at 696, if you know that area in Detroit. And so I had to go around that, and I left, of course, super early, and so I got there with plenty of time, no big deal. My plane got delayed by a couple of hours, and so the plane didn't come in. There weren't enough gates at DTW to accommodate all the moving around flights. It was a mess. And so we didn't get away until late. Anyways, flew down there, got there for like 1 o'clock. we just got right to work. We worked till about 8 or 9 at night and then called it a night. Next day, did service, had the live stream, did all that stuff. Monkeyed around with cameras the day before, like tried to. Oh, we installed new lights. That was the big deal because they had these RGB lights that were throwing like a magenta, but yeah, it was crazy. So we put up some new lights that were throwing an even nice like white wash, and felt really good about that. So we got those going and set up the cameras and tried to get them really close. The producer that's been there doing the job kind of like volunteer basis, he really liked it. He said they looked good, so we were good to go. Then we did the show on Sunday, had lunch, did a little extra work at the soundstage that afternoon, and then just kind of called it quits. Well, Monday morning I was supposed to fly out of BNA of Nashville, and we were looking at the weather, and the snowstorm was coming. Well, apparently, they got all of their snow on one day. All their like record snow that they got the day I was there. So we were debating whether or not to take me to the airport at midnight or to take me to the airport at 4 o'clock in the morning because my flight was at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. So we decided to wait, and the guy that was my home owner basically was like, I'll just drive you at 4 o'clock. It'll be fine. So we get in his car, and he handles it. Like, he drives and gets me there. It's a 25-minute drive from his place. This took us 40 minutes. So worst snow they've had in quite a long time. 15 extra minutes. He got it done. So it was impressive. I got to the airport. I checked in. TSA. Everything went great. The lady went over the loudspeaker, said, we're just 15 minutes behind. The crew is arriving at the airport, and then we'll load up and get you guys out of here. Perfect. Then it started, and we did not get on the plane for like 4 hours. And then we didn't leave BNA for another 6 or 5. And what happened was they put us all on the plane. We sat there for about 2 hours, and then some people said they wanted to leave and not fly, so they let them leave. And then some people said they like needed to get off of the airplane, and then eventually the pilot said, we're going to let you deplane, and then please stick around the gate because we'll reboard you, and then we're going to try and get home. I decided just to stay on the plane, and so I sat in my seat 24A for like 8 hours, and then we finally pushed back from the airport at, I don't know, it was like 3:30 Central Time, maybe 4 o'clock Central Time. Oh my gosh, it was rough. It was rough. Come to find out, after the fact, there were people on our flight tweeting at the head of Delta, and they were like explaining like, this isn't good enough, like you guys got to get this sorted, you need to like all this stuff. The pilot kept coming back and being like, hey, we definitely want to go, because if we cancel the flight, you're going to be stuck in the terminal because there are no passable roads anymore in Nashville, which means that no Ubers, no hotels. We are it. And so if they get us de-iced, if we can board and they de-ice us, we're going. We're going to get out of here. And so, man, I mean, I appreciated his persistence and his honesty about all of it. He was just like, look, it just sucks the way that it is. But people had to wait. And so apparently, if you go over to Twitter, or X, I guess is what it's called now, and we look up the flight, which I could totally do. Yoink. Okay, so the flight was DL. Yes, continue here, I guess. Yeah, this is my Twitter account. Man, it's been a long time since I've been on X. If you want to type in a new username? No, I don't need to do that. Let's sign in with an account that I already have. Let's do that. Please put in your username. Not that one. This one. Next. All right. Ouch, says Angus. Yes, that was a doozy. Hey, by the way, the camera height doesn't bother me. I think it's great. Thanks, Randy. Okay. Well, if you like it that way, then not a big deal. All right, so here we go. Flight DL. Where's my family? I was updating them. Here it is. 2439. Search X for flight DL 2439. This was on the 18th. Oh no, I'm sorry. This was on the 15th. So, can we just click on latest? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Latest. Oh, wait a minute. Did they get rid of all of them? Maybe not. Maybe that's not my flight number. I thought it was. Yeah. DL2439. 2439. Weird. That's wild because there were posts on Insta or on Twitter about the flight. But the latest post about DL2439 is in 2019. Oh man, did they scrub Twitter of all of those? That'd be wild if they did. It was cold enough here last week that they couldn't even de-ice the planes. Randy and Agnes in Edmonton and Winnipeg say, "Oh, tell us about the snow, and then let us tell you about ours." So, I'm not from Nashville. I'm from Toronto. And so I realize that Edmonton and Winnipeg, you guys know snow like no others, are more than me. For a Detroit pilot, we would have been going like no problems, you know. But for a Tennessee pilot, like they shut down school for 3 days down there. So now, granted, they shut down schools here for 3 days as well, but they were shut down for a very long time. So, yeah, it was wild how that all worked out. It was wild, but it was good. We got home. I got home. My truck turned over. It struggled a little bit when I started it, but that's okay. Turned over, and the heat eventually kicked on, and my heated steering wheel came in handy. So there you go. There are no heated seats, which that module's broken, but we do what we can. So, anyways, it's interesting that is not yoink. That was not on Twitter anymore. So, hey, joking, of course. I'm kidding. I'm aware that they don't have fleets of snowplows and salt trucks standing by like we do. They do not. They had 2 de-icing trucks that I could tell, at least at Concourse B, and they just chose to, they just chose to do one plane at a time, and each de-icing process took an hour. It was awful. It was awful. Okay. Okay, guys, I need to wrap it up because we're getting on here, and I need to do this. Hey, our seat has heated seats. Our van has heated seats, but not a heated steering wheel. It would be lovely to have both. Agreed. Apparently, you can have one or the other, but you can't have both. So we shall see if I can afford to get that fixed. I would love to, because that would be awesome. So, all right, let's wrap it up. I don't have any fun exit videos or anything. I'll make one eventually, but we'll turn up the tunes. You know what I will do? I will program a button to let's see here. Let's do this right now. So what's a good music level? Is it is this good? Because it's hard for me to tell because I'm wearing headphones and the audio levels are wrong. But is this a good... You tell me if this is a good level. All right, let me go to live. Let's see what we can find out here. Hang on one second.
this a good?
Okay.
You tell me if this
Okay,
is a
cool. So I'm going to set this up to go up to 11%, which is negative 20 decibels. Let's change audio. I'm going to set a shortcut. How did I do this in the studio? I should have exported my settings, I guess, eh? But all good. 24 to 18 is great. Sound level is fine here. Have a great day, Angus. Thank you so much for joining me over here on this different channel. It is something else, isn't it? Yep, level is good. Mid-low. Daniel. Hey, how's it going, Daniel? He says, yeah. Sound levels are fine. Sounds Angus. 14 to 18 is great. Okay, so let's go to shortcuts. We are going to go down to page 2. And on page 2, we're going to add function here. And so you guys want to see this? Is that what I'm... I'll show you what I'm doing and let's see if it works, okay? So here in Companion, we're going to go over to Buttons and we're going to go to page 2. Here in page 2, I'm going to add a preset vMix audio, and then we're going to say, no, we're going to go presets vMix. We're going to say, where is it? General? Nope. Crap. Where is it? Audio, bus mute, input solo. I need to set... All right, I'll tell you what. Let's do buttons. vMix functions. Recording, streaming, exit full screen, fade to black. None of those. It's got to be an audio. But actually what I want to do is trigger a shortcut. So where is that? Playlist replays, video playback, graphics and titles, transitions. Back. No. Send input bus. Slides and lists, replays, multi-viewers, general. Send key. What is this? Press a key. So now if we do this, no, that does not do what I want it to do. All right, let's try this instead. vMix, fade input volume. Boom, boom. Let's kill this one. Delete. Input is input 3. Fade to volume. What's the scale here? Let's find out what the scale is, because we don't know. So if we do like 20, is that going to be real? So if I now turn this, cancel this. So if I now turn this on, and okay, audio's on, and I press this key. Oh, somebody says 0 to 100. Okay, so it was like in this realm. Let's find out. It's here. So what is that, like 55 maybe? So if I click that, does it move? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so let's change this to send key press. I want this to be... Oh, and the other thing I want this to do, audio bus input Toggle. Toggle. This. Done. I'm going to move this up. Delay input. This is input 3. I don't want it to toggle, actually. I want it to turn on. So when I press this button, it will turn the music on. What is plugin number? I don't know what that is. Changes the state of audio plugin on the input. Oh, crap. That's not what I want. Delete. Audio. Mutes an input. Okay, so yeah, toggle input audio. There we go. All right, so number 3 is what we want, and I want that to happen first. So now it's muted. All right, and if I press that button, boom, it does what I asked it to do, although the music had stopped. So let's try that one more time. So I press that button. Yeesh. All right, so the audio is working there. Now I'm going to copy and paste, and this button, so this is comp audio on. The fade in was a little bit fast, so maybe 3000. And then here, fade to 0, input 3, no delay. And this is comp audio off. We're going to make this appropriate size. And then feedback. We're going to add feedback internal. Well, we'll do that in a minute. Okay, so if I press this, boom, and it mutes it. That's amazing. So that's super handy. Now I just need a larger Stream Deck, so it could all be on one page. So I'm still needing the if somebody knows Companion, I need the NDI router sweet sauce for how to toggle the switch A/B button right here. How do I, this thing right here, I want to press that button on my Stream Deck. What do I need to put into a button to make that happen? Because I would love to know. Whoops. Oh my gosh. I would love to know, and I don't know. So that is that's the button that I need to sort that out. What is going on, Balu? How are you, man? How are things going? How's your week been so far? Hopefully you're doing all right over there. Let's see, it's Thursday, so you'll be at home today. Hopefully you're doing well. Well, that's just for the plug-in. It's called playback. LOL. So you can do vMix Media, playback actions will play the music. Yeah, I kind of like the way that I have this sorted right now. What I don't like is inside Companion, the up and down buttons are reversed. Okay? I don't like that, but check this out. When and let me know if you think I'm wrong here, but when I click down on, okay, so see how I have this configured? This goes to 99. If I click that button, it goes up to 99. It goes this way. If I click the up button on the bottom, it goes to page 2. Why? And why can't I edit the text on this thing? Because seriously, that's so annoying. So what I'm going to do is try and I don't know, make my own, maybe? So if I dump this, clear, and I create a button, and the next, it's previous page, no, page, internal, vMix, incremental page number, set, serial, delay all actions, incremental page number, current surface, I don't know. But it's annoying because I only want to be able to go page 1, page 2, page 3, and so on. And yeah, the way that it is right now is super annoying. I don't know why that is. I feel like it's backwards. So, hey, yeah, I'm at home this week. Week's going all right. Hope it's all is well with you over there. It is. Thank you. Appreciate that. You can change that too in the settings. Button up, button down. This. Surfaces. Yes! Excellent! Excellent! Yo, that's amazing. That's what I wanted. So dump this button. And then page... Whoops. Page down? Does it still go down? Okay, that goes down out of page 2. This goes to page 1. All right, perfect. So I want this to be up, this to be down. Yoink. Page 2. Excellent. I was like flipping it and stuff. That was annoying. But you can change it in the settings. See? I learned something. Excellent. Excellent. That's what I want. Yay. It's not confusing anymore. Okay. Boom. Problem solved. Thanks, man. Hey, for those of you wondering, it's Settings tab, Buttons, flip counting direction on the page. I only customize 2 of them, so not to worry. What's going on? Don't worry, it was just 2 of them. When I used to, when I was clicking on these, it used to follow me when I would like change it like this. But I'm changing it on my Stream Deck, but it's not mimicking it. Is that another settings thing? If it is, we can definitely check that out too. Count, search, watch for new USB, connect to Stream Decks. I want it to like mirror on my screen, right? So connect Stream Decks, watch for new USBs, show plus and minus instead of arrows. Ooh. Oh, no, I don't like that. Show top bar for each menu. This can be overridden per button. So I don't see a place to... Oh, what's this? Companion Cloud. Use... Okay, cool. So, all good, all good. All right, so the only other thing that I need to figure out, folks, is this right here. This connection, NDI router. How do we write the code? How do I translate this? What is name? What is this? I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I need this. Actually, the other one that I could really use is just the toggle, right? Replace the name with the name of your module instance. That's not clear. So is my module instance this here? Module instance label? It doesn't say instance. It just says label and module. So like what? What's the instance? Start connection. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do there. I really need help with that because it's always been that way. I don't think there's a way to mirror it. Bummer. Well, that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. But I do need to learn about this NDI router stuff because I desperately want to... Is it this instance? Do I put in the IP address and then I put in the router name? Is that what I do? Somebody help me out here. NDI router. Or is it not working because the following features are waiting for a sponsor? Input to output. Route an input to an output. Great. What do I put in there? I hate that they tell you how, but they don't tell you how. Look, cam 1, router input. What do I put in this box? Everything that I've tried to put in there doesn't work. Is there a legend in here somewhere that I'm missing? Is it because inside NDI router, this right here, what do I put in there? Router input, that would be this, right? Do I just put out one like this? And if I hit next, it does not change out to that. So it's got to be a string. It's got to be an API string. I just have no idea. The IP address of the PC running NDI router. Well, that's the local. So look, can we just use the local? .1. And then if I say Z router in -01 and then 127.0.0.1 and then this says router out -A, I believe. Barrel? Nothing. So that's the name. I can open a studio monitor. That's the name of those sources inside. Now it's going to probably choke my... Yeah, that's the name of my sources. Check this out. So here, look. Router A, router B. So if I go to router A, this is the one that I want to output. Router out -A. And then Zen router 1, this is my camera. And so that's spelled correctly as well, right? Z router in -01. So that does not work. Now, the other thing is, could it be money like this? No match found. What does that mean? Get out of here, clown. Yeah, no. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's very confusing, but I feel like it doesn't have to be. You know, like it doesn't have to be confusing, but it 100% is. Maybe if you click on the Zen NDI router homepage, okay, I've done this. Zen NDI router. Let's go to their homepage. Don't take me away from this. I hate that. You click on a link inside of Companion. It takes you away from... Okay, so the actual homepage. And then we say what? That right there? Is this what we're talking about? The README page? Because I did go to this and... Where's the audio meter, PA prompt? Wait, there, right? Yeah. Router protocols. So, used to perform A-B switching between two outputs for a router. So, where 1 equals A and 2 equals B, switching command affects the source. Okay, where is the example for them for this? That's all I'm saying is like, what I need is somebody say, type this in the field. But all of this is just API broad general commands. So if you check on NDI Zen Router homepage, there's a full guide. It's on paragraph 13. Paragraph 13. Are his paragraphs numbered? Oh, you mean on the homepage. Gotcha. So this is what I want to do. A-B switching between two outputs on the router. A-B switch command affecting the sources on router outputs X, X, and Y, Y, where 1 is A and 2 is B. If inputs 5 was routed to output C and Y, why are you doing that? Just do A and B. So a command of AB00 will switch the outputs on A and B output. Okay. So this is the command, AB0000. Where do I put that in? That's what I want to know. Is it here? If I say here, do I do this? AA 00. Oh, those are O's. 0000. Like this? Or AB, sorry. AB. Nothing yet. Is it a different function? Like, do I just do, like, what? Could I just say API commands? No. One two seven dot zero zero one, like this. No, not the main home page. The page pulled up right after you clicked on the link. Okay. So this one, paragraph 13. The TCP server for remote control is on port 9779 for the first router instance. You can check the port using this. Use up to 4 simultaneous connections they can be made. Click on the lit indicator. It will disconnect the client. See the PDF for router protocols available from the downloads page. And for more info on the available commands and responses for the external control. A module for BitFocus Companion has been created thanks to Nigel Brown, and not by me, I might add, and is available via the BitFocus site, plus Joe DeMax and yada 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 yada. Okay, still nothing in here about how to do it. That's what I get bugged about. Is like, come on, man, just tell me. Is it here? If I click on BitFocus Companion, it takes me to BitFocus Companion. So what if maybe there's something here in the forums that I should look for? Docs, maybe. Products. Releases, companions. They need like a forum. Because that would be super helpful, you know. Your young in-studio visitor has been very quiet and patient all morning. It's true. He's been having a lot of fun watching Minecraft. So extra screen time today when Dad's on the stream. He's been sick the past few days, so we're just trying to get him better. Trying to give him a little break while we, while he gets feeling a little better. Let's do this, and then we can all look kind of together here. So, before you open Companion, starting the server, module variables. When you select, look, program, this might actually be helpful. So, let's see if go cam and down here, I just need to know what the router input is, right? So, current value, startup value, current value. Oh, you know what? I wonder. It was this before name. Internal. It's at the bottom. Custom NDI router. Crap. Man, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's going to drive me crazy. I'm going to have to Google this. Because I don't know. And I need to know. Because it's how my brain works. Unfortunately, when you click in Zen router, it all comes back with this stupid Zen Wi-Fi Asus mesh crap. And Zen NDI. Let's try that. The companion module. It's on GitHub. Let's see if there's any info here about this. See the help file. README. There might be something here. I don't know. Man, it's really hard to. I wish it would just say, like, type this in. That's all we need. So we're always left guessing, you know? I don't know what the deal is with that. What's new with Zen stuff? And truthfully, all of this will become irrelevant if I upgrade my version of vMix. I'm just using the basic version. But it's going to drive me crazy that I can't switch between, I can't toggle between my two sources, which are being run right now out of Zen router. So here, this is 1 and 2. This is my camera, and then the other is my desktop, essentially. So that's been frustrating, to say the least. All right, well, I will have to figure this out another day, I guess. I'm out of time, and I need to get my little guy here some lunch and then get him off to rest a little bit. So I will need to do that, but here we go, guys. Different format, me figuring out things as we go along. That should be fun. Hopefully the stream has been nice and stable. If you would do me a solid and just subscribe to the show and like the show, that would be very helpful for me. Because unlike my business, the Bird Dog John support show, this one matters about subscriptions and about likes, and so that would be very, very helpful. Hey, have you tried the studio monitor to switch? That's what I use to have my Bird Dog keyboard track my vMix preview input. Have you tried using studio monitor to switch? Studio monitor, how would I do that? How would I do that? I don't know. I haven't tried it. No. Hey, fantastic initial live stream, a smashing success. Yeah, unbelievably. You guys are. I know the content is just riveting. I know that you're on the edge of your seat at all times, and so thanks for coming along for this ride, guys. It's been a blast, and hopefully I won't need to. Hopefully I will sort this out a little bit more and get it even better next time, which is the whole point, right? Whole point is just get a little bit better each time. Hey, it's great. So much fun to see even seasoned streamers like you have issues. I'm seasoned? Oh, that's great. Thanks, man. There's an API built into Studio Monitor. Ooh. Interesting. There is an API built into Studio Monitor. All right. Well, I'll have to think about that. Yeah, I would expect that Companion would have integration. Central Control does. I don't actually think it does. Maybe it does. Let me look at this full screen. Connections, add a connection. If I just type NDI. Zen Router, Sienna NDI, New Tech Studio Monitor. Yes. This module has not been verified to be compatible. Add it anyways? Okay, so we will add it. We'll add it here. Currently waiting for a connection to start. Oh, done. Local. Use a password. Okay, save. So now if we say buttons and we click on presets, studio monitor, basic actions. Nope, not there. Feedbacks, record time, recording, start NDI recording. No. All right, so now we got to go and just make a basic button, apparently. Create button, NDI monitor, overlay alpha, custom JSON source. Video source, there they all are. Oh, interesting. So how would I bring this into vMix, though? Because Studio Monitor doesn't have an output, right? There are also NDI Tools versions that seem to work better. It's called router. Also, their NDI tool seems to work better. Maybe. I was really hopeful for Zen because I wanted to give him another go. But yeah, here, so if I change this to Cam 1 and I say yoink and I say feedback, sources selected, video source, camera 1, background needs to be green. Okay, so now the question is, how would I bring that into input 1, general, change, NDI sources? Yeah, because like Studio Monitor doesn't output NDI, right? So how would that work, Angus? Turn on NDI output in Studio Monitor. Seriously? All right, 1 second. I'm going to kill Zendesk. Oh, it's still going. Output, floating, NDI output. Oh my gosh. All right, let's change this now. Studio Monitor 1. What on earth? Are you kidding me right now? Yeah, okay. So let's go back to, can I show my desktop from here? Oh, wrong desktop. This one. So if I go here, now I'm going to do this, copy cam 1 to cam 2, and I can just call this desk. And same feedback, except I want this to be this, and I want the action to be this. Oh boy. So now, oh, where are you? Boy, that's super easy. Where were you, Angus? Get rid of Zendesk. Forget you, Zendesk. You good for nothing. So if I close this, will it kill the feed? If I close Studio Monitor, or does it run in the background? I guess I better leave it open because it's just on low bandwidth mode though. But yeah, that's actually working. So that's cool. Yeah, it works great. As an NDI source in vMix. It do. Hey. Zen stuff is awesome, but the companion integration seems pretty bojank. Agreed. Seems a little bit strange. Now that that's all done, though, like that's super easy. Oh my gosh. Yeah. If you close it, it'll kill it. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Woo! Wow, that is very simple. Now, the other thing that I'm doing here in vMix, you guys, I can never leave you. And I don't have to feel bad about it because today is a day that I'm not really working. So, the thing about vMix here is if I make this full screen, my camera is cropped. I hate that. I don't like that at all. But if I change cameras, then the desk is full screen, right? So I don't really care for that too much. But you know what? Yeah, never mind. I'm just going to leave that for now. This is so cool, though. Now, it might also be that my camera is set to full manual and not on video mode. So, hey, as soon as I figured that out, it became an every single show thing for me. Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that if I click on this, it changes the feedback on my screen and everything. Man, I have found out a lot of stuff today. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. If I were to move this guy, I'm going to move it there. So I'll just show you this real quick. I moved my YouTube, or my ProPresenter 7 connection to page 2 because I'm not planning on needing it, but that's really handy to have because ProPresenter also does NDI out, so I could bring that in as an additional source. But yeah, I kind of like having it set up this way. And then I could move this guy as well to here, like previous, like, because I don't really need these on my main screen. So I could move these here like that. And then I could move this guy here, comp audio, off and move this guy here like that. So the only other thing then is I want some feedback here on this. So if I press this button and it brings the music up, then I want feedback. So I'm going to add input mute, indicate if it's muted or not. Input state. If it's playing, I want it to be green. Green. And then if it's not, does it go away? No. So that's not. Change color. Is that text color? Yes. Okay, so that's not really what I wanted. If I press it, okay, so it's not really what I wanted. So let's try something else here. Audio, indicate mute. If it's live, do this. And then if it's muted, do that. I want this for input 3. And then here, same feedback, but I want this to be red. Comp audio for live because it's flipped, right? And then I want it to be green when it's off. So now if I hit that button, should switch. What's the story here? Oh, because it's not on the right one. So there, so there. So this one should be red. Feedback. Oh, or maybe not. No, maybe this one should be red because it's off, and that's what I want it to be. This should be black like this, and this should be. Comp is off. I guess I want it red, and then it to be black when it's live. So vMix mute status is also pretty helpful. Depends on how you have your vMix set up. So now when I press comp audio live, it's green and good to go. You can hear that music, I'm assuming. And then when I press off, it runs the sequence, mutes the channel, and switches it to red. Boom, baby. So that is what I want. Yes, and I can change my camera without having to click on anything. Yes, 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 yes. Perfect. So cool. Yeah, so cool. So the question is now, how do I get my camera to fill out a little bit? There's no easy way to do that right now, but this is so stinking cool. And then on page 2, oh, you know what? I'm going to copy this to here and copy this to here, because when I go to page 1 or page 2 on here, Oh, crap. There we go. So when I go to page 1 or page 2, I want to be able to still switch my cameras. So I'm going to leave those in the same position as both times. And then when I press that button, then it switches over. That's so cool. Yep, it worked. Fantastic. For audio, red is recording. For video, green is go. Yeah, I know. And it's super annoying because I want it to show audio is off, and off for me is red. And as you saw on here, this shows like I'm not streaming to Rumble, I'm not streaming to Twitch. The computer audio is actually muted. And so when I press this button, then the computer audio turns on, right? So I guess I don't need this button anymore. Yeah, I can dump this. I don't need that. You know, the microphone audio is important, but I like to be able to switch between the two. And now my audio is governed at the bottom. Maybe I should change. So I should do this, move this guy over, and move this guy up, and move this guy up. Then I have room for other, then I have room for other things. For example, there was a, let's go here, buttons. If I click here, and I can turn this off now, guys, sorry. Create a button, and audio file, vMix. There's nothing in here for that. Because like I can't have a soundboard right now, right? So, oh, which by the way, 99 is still switched, so I need to change this to down now. Change this to up, and we're good now. So when I go up, it goes up to 99, and when I go down, it goes to 2. So that's what I wanted there. So I'm not going to actually even have another camera for a while, I don't think. So I'll just call this camera. And then when I switch between the two, it'll give me that live feedback as to what camera I'm on. That'll be very helpful if I'm gaming, if I can figure out how to game on this, because I think you're starting to notice how audio and video have very different color schemes. Yes, and it's not consistent, and it's very annoying. You can do that in vMix. Input settings, maybe the input is not set to do it as 16:9. Well, the problem is I'm switching this input. It's not coming directly into vMix as an input. It's coming into vMix via cloud. No, New Tech Connect is what it's coming in as. And that is over my EOS. Okay, so here's the deal. The EOS utility, the Canon utility that I use to bring in my video, is Bojank. It's not very good. And so New Tech Connect allows you to take a USB source and turn it into NDI. So I'm converting my camera USB source into an NDI source. I'm sending that over to Studio Monitor, which is over here. Sending that over to Studio Monitor, and Studio Monitor is outputting now, thanks to Angus again, it's outputting it as, settings, output, and then NDI outputs. And so whatever I'm looking at in Studio Monitor is what I'm outputting now into vMix, and vMix is bringing that in as a single source. So when I switch to camera, it shows this, and in the EOS utility, it doesn't give me an option to make it full screen or to make it widescreen. It only defaults to full screen, which is really dumb. So now I run Studio Monitor in proxy, but I output that as an NDI source, and then inside my Stream Deck, this is what I'm switching as NDI sources. I'm switching that there. So now I could have multiples, right? Because I got other screens and things like that that are running. So if I were, for example, to move vMix over, and let's just do this for fun. I'm gonna switch this to desk. If I were to, this is oh, whoops, move this to desk. And then I want to copy this guy here. Here, I'm going to change this now to first desktop, and feedback, I have to change that to first desktop too. So now I can make this desktop main, okay, because that's my middle, my middle one. So if I switch over here, that's my middle screen that's right in the middle here. And then this is desktop 2. And so if I do go back here, you can see that if I go desktop 2, now when I switch to desktop main, that's my main desktop that vMix was running on this whole show, but it's this desktop, which is the main desktop I would be streaming from if I were to game with vMix. Again, it's highly unlikely because my CPU is just chugging along here, but it is very helpful that if I click on desktop main, now I have 2 options. I wish that there was a way for me to click enter and put this on a separate line, but it isn't. It's like auto justified for some reason, so I don't know why that is, but it's a little annoying. I got to make the font probably a little bigger in order for that to happen. Same thing here, right? Yeah, but that's kind of handy. At least it kind of looks helpful to have those things bolded, and yeah, that works. It works for me at least. So now I can switch between main and camera and show you guys here. And it shows me that live feedback on my Stream Deck as well, that it's now I'm on that desktop main instead of on camera 1. Let's see if desktop, all one word, will fit on that line. Yes, it will. So that's how I could get it to move to line 2, is if I type in desktop, and then it will be all in one line like that too. So interesting stuff. Very fascinated to know. I mean, the workflow works really well. I like that a lot. Daniel says, oh, I see. You can play Holio for us? I don't know what that is. Anyways, so yes, we are up and running, it looks like. And that's all well and good. So, okay. I desperately need to feed my son and get him to quiet time. So I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you guys jumping in, hanging out with me today. It has been a blast. And hopefully you've enjoyed seeing me in a different world, because that is definitely where I am. I am doing something different. And so hopefully you come along for the ride. Thank you for everybody who helped me figure stuff out here today. And that is much appreciated. And I will head on over and say adieu. And we'll see you guys next time. Once a week for now, I think. So hopefully next Thursday I'll be able to get back online. And I'll let you know what updates we've had since then. What things that we have been doing. And yeah, we'll go from there. So, hey, it's a game. I'm glad all things are set. Hey, have a wonderful day, John. It's been a delight, as always. Yes, thank you for joining me over on Bird Dog John is now John O'Canute. Please subscribe to the channel. That will make a big difference with what it is that I can do here. Be happy to talk with you guys about stuff. I'll be doing all sorts of things over here. So doing these 1 to 2 hour chats and setting up a new system and vMix and all that. Yeah, that will be a part of it. So we will see what we can do from here on in. But thanks for coming along for the first one. I really appreciate that. And we will see you guys in the next one. So take it easy, guys.